Maximus Analysis here for February 3rd at the close, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are looking at the ES and we see a huge reversal we had on the hourly candle. Let's look at it for today. Basically, it got down to around this 64, 65 area, which again, you look on hourly, you could see that it was a couple times they've tapped it and they launched up again this last 2 o'clock hour. So overnight sessions, we kind of really want to see them break above 1914 for the bull side, and they want to hold and not close below this 1871 area. 1871 has been pretty much that area that they have been holding so far, going all the way back to basically these October lows here. So 1871 is this level right here. You see you see 1, 2, 3. This is the fourth time they got to it, but again, without it closing below it, we'll just look at it as support for the time being. Now, we do not want to see any movement back below this 1885 1880 area. Again, 1871 is what we really want to look at for the for any type of closes, but we want to see some follow through to the upside. They need to break this 1914 on the ES. Okay, NQ pretty much had the same type of rally. Again, we are at a critical point at this time. Again, we want to see a break above this high of 42.17 with follow through. Again, just tapping it and rolling back over, but we do not want to see the lows being caught. And this is the NQ future NASDAQ futures contracts. You had the YM. Again, it gave the same type of reversal. Actually, a lot stronger close on that. So again, we want to see if they can get up to this 16,700 level and what type of action they do accordingly. So again, they had the sell signal yesterday, 2 days ago on Monday, and then pretty much they got it all back. So again, we still have to be saying that again, they need to break above here. And again, there's going to be a lot of stops over this. So if they break above it, we want to see what kind of juice they're going to have going into, again, this midpoint type of level. Crude had a huge, again, it was EIA report, so I traded very early this morning. I probably finished by 9 o'clock because I don't really like getting caught. And you can see a very, very bullish engulfing pattern candle, and we want to see how it reacts if it gets above this 3750 area and these previous lows. But this is a very bullish candle at this point. Again, it does not turn bullish unless they break the low of the previous candle of this candle, which actually is 2940. So unless they hold that, this is a very bullish candle and a bullish close. So we'll continue to look at that one. So we had some names that look good, some that didn't look good regarding the high beta names. So you had Google down 31, and again, this is not a really a big candle to the upside. We see a huge sell signal, and basically this is not the rally that you want in regard to being a bull for the ES. They filled the earnings gap very easily and continue to the downside. So Google will be watched. Again, we'll see if they regain, because again, you have a real, if they close this low, this is a really big shooting star at previous highs. So that's something to be aware of. Again, this candle is still forming, so you just have to be cautious and going too early. If you want to wait till Friday or next week, we're already past hump day, so we'll see what's happening. Big reversal again for Priceline. Very, very oversold conditions. And again, we want to see how they look if they even get up to these previous highs of 1220. Okay, so they need to recapture something, at least a break above here before we look at this. It's just a dead cat bounce. So let's just make sure we're looking at both sides accordingly. $9 rip on Tesla without a bounce back mirroring what the markets have done. This is Tesla. Again, this is LinkedIn down $12. Again, same type of deal. The sell signal is around this 99.81 area, and they closed. They didn't. You would want to get a close above this 96.18, 96.20 area. Again, it could gap up, and who knows what happens overnight. But again, going from what the information we have right here, right now, still looks like they could give you some more downside potential. Apple was actually a name that is very oversold, but again, it was the one name that really, and I don't even know if you consider it a high beta name anymore because it's within the Dow, but it did close up, but you can see the chart pattern is still very broken. So again, they need to reclaim this $100, at least 102 area for us to really look at saying that this is nothing more than just a dead cat bounce. You have Netflix. Again, you have your line in the sand, so you want to see how it looks. And again, even for tomorrow, I would wait for at least the first 15 minutes after they open before you get over anxious if they break above it, and see what the price action looks like. But again, they're in a very oversold condition. But again, they need to get and recapture this 200-day moving average. Any retracement up on Netflix with weak volume could still be shorted because you have a lot of lows, pivots. If you look to the left, you have a lot of pivots here and here as well. So you have this that you got to kind of get through versus saying like this the bottom. Everybody wants to call a bottom. Facebook was down about $2. Again, they actually rallied back pretty much. But again, remember I said that, again, if you're already long, you could be peeling profits into this because they just ran maybe some stops here. But again, I would just look for another trade setup versus trying to either go short or go long. I would look for a proper setup versus just a couple red bars. Okay, that you have to quantify what a dip actually means to you. And then you had Twitter up 50 cents, but again, that's not really saying much. And then also, let's look at the last of the FANG and this one's been getting crushed. Amazon. I mean, Amazon since earnings is not seeing a gap down, and it's continuing to close low, closing below its 200-day moving average. So recapturing 600 would be a major deal for them. But right now, they filled this gap, and let's see if they can even get up to that 600. Which actually coincides with the gap low day. So again, we're in some really, again, I've been talking about being aggressive in regards to how the trading sets up, and you can see why, because the volatility spikes up, things can move very, very quickly. And again, on the weekly time frame might look tidy, even if you look back at previous highs like 2000 and 2007, 2008, but they weren't as tidy on the daily. So again, they really have to get back up to these previous highs, which again, we're looking at potentially a retracement up to the 1953 or retracement up to the 1985 before we would say that a bottom is in. So again, let's see what happens. It seems like a daily thing. Sorry, the video is going a little bit longer than usual, but again, there's a lot of information out there. So we're going to continue to look at the 1871 on the downside, and we're going to look at the 1914 on the upside. All right, take care.